What's up, 1851 world? Welcome to another week of the Weekly Sizzle. This week and throughout the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about the IFA Convention. Even though our IFA issue technically doesn't run until next week, I figure give you some tidbits and let's get the conversation started. This past week, I was in Florida meeting with several brands, and it's already starting to become a hot topic. Two things that seem to be top of mind. One, what is the silver bullet? Maybe this year you'll find it. No, it doesn't exist. You're going to go to another IFA convention. You're going to try to find this magic tool that works, and there's nothing. And we'll talk about that in a second. And secondly, I keep hearing this concept that we need 100 leads to get one deal. All right, well, I guess data and math would align and suggest that there are a number of leads that you're going to have to achieve before you get that deal across the finish line. But I don't know that it's 100. I think it's more like one. And Joe Matthews, if you watch this, Joe, I've heard you say this multiple times, it takes one lead to get one deal. And we have to be focused on getting those right people. I think for whatever reason, we've fallen into this this appreciation that more is more. That more leads we get, the better shot we have at getting the lead across. I don't know that that's true. I think that you, as a leader in franchise development, want to be efficient about the way that you process the leads that come in. That if you could focus your dollars, the dollars that you spend, that to take the less is more approach. Let's get the right people across the finish line, maybe from a passion standpoint first, then from the financially qualified standpoint second. Let's get them into our system so that we can determine if they're the right lead. I think that's the discussion that's going to start happening more and more, that it's not going to be necessarily 100 leads that we need to get one, it's going to be more so the right. So as you go into this year's convention, try to listen for information on how do I get the right person. There's profiling systems, you can look at your existing franchisee base, but try to pull some data, narrow down who exactly you're looking for, and then focus your energy towards them. Obviously, tools like 1851 were designed to help lead franchisors to finding this right person and understanding what stories resonate with people the right way. So there are solutions that are out there, but I'm going to go back to my original point that there are no silver bullets, and you need to keep that in mind when you go to IFA. If this is your first IFA convention, I'm going to leave you with a few bullet points that I think you should know. And I assume that some of you who watch this, considering we have 200,000 people a month who are coming to this site, I would imagine some of you are going to be going to IFA for the first time. Few things. One, technology. You could have the best brand, you could have the best food, you could have the best product, you could have the best service, whatever it is, but without the right technology, you're going to fail. And here's why. All of us as human beings go onto the web to inquire about the franchise or the car or whatever we're trying to buy. We use the web as a tool. The buyer is much more passive today than they used to be, meaning I'm going to go do my homework on my brand before I make the decision to buy it. Well, if that's true in franchising, and it is, and I'm sure your analytics would report it as well, then your website is going to be your most important tool. And I say this, I've said this a million times, the agency that I work at, our specialty is not websites. So I have no ambition or no motive in telling you that your website's most important. I'm telling you this because it is. I know that if your web experience doesn't make the user feel like $1 million, your site's not mobile friendly, your messaging is improper, you're going to fail as a franchisor. And if you fail as a franchisor at your website, then you're going to be wondering where the leads are. Doesn't matter how much money you have to spend, technology is one. So as you're looking here in your first IFA, talk to those that specialize in technology. Go down the chart and try to figure out who can help you from a technology standpoint that would fit into your budget. Said this already, there's no silver bullets. Franchisor, new franchisor that's coming into IFA, existing franchisor that's looking to find those nuggets, there are none. And if anybody tells you that they have the secret, they're lying to you. And I say that because keep your guard up. There are plenty of good people who will be at this convention, but from first-hand experience, there are plenty out there that are more interested in taking your money than helping you become a great franchisor. I'm not saying there are tons of bad people out there or bad suppliers, but just be cautious. Cross-check cross-reference everything you're going to do, because especially for you as an emerging franchisor, every dollar you spend has to be stretched as far as possible. If you bucket it or you overspend in one category, it's going to kill you, because those dollars are going to be essential to your growth. When you walk around the show, don't ask what works, ask what doesn't work. Because I think the franchisors in the room will be more happy to share with you the things that have failed for them, and it's gonna vary, and there's probably going to be a lack of consistency. Some may say this didn't work; it might work for them. I know there's an email blast system that we're actually trying for a few brands that have seemingly produced good leads and have seemingly produced good deals. But for a Checkers doing it versus say a startup brand, the results will vary, because there's so many elements. It's not, franchise development is not black and blue. Just because something works for one brand doesn't mean it's going to work for the next. That the variables of the product, the size of the brand, the franchisee support, the appearance of a website, all these other variables go into this equation to determining whether that brand is right to buy. And then you do this advertising stunt. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But the point is, ask what doesn't work, but understand that even when you find some of these nuggets of things that seemingly do work, that doesn't necessarily mean it's the silver bullet for you. So as you go into this first IFA, we're just a few weeks away from it. I call it the Super Bowl of franchising. Come in there with the right mindset. If you've struggled the last year to grow, come into this show with the mindset that I'm going to network until I find enough nuggets, not silver bullets, just nuggets, to help guide me to spending my money a little bit better in the next year. I think you'll find it. And if you ask the right questions, you're going to get the right information that will guide you forward, or whatever you're trying to accomplish in 2016. So again, IFA issue starts next week. Appreciate you being a visitor or a viewer. Hope we're giving you the right information that's helping you on the path as a franchisor, or a supplier, or a franchisee. Take care, and we'll talk to you next week.